It seems as if the US government is about to go absolutely crazy on crypto. And there's a few altcoins specifically that I'm paying extra close attention to because the US government has chosen them for some sort of strategy. What exactly that is, I'll be explaining in this video, and how exactly I'll be trading these coins, I'll explain in this video as well, as I personally believe it's about to become a very profitable couple of weeks or potentially couple of months, and I'll explain to you guys everything you need to know, so make sure you press that like button, and let's dive right in. Having said that, one of the main cryptos I was talking about here is Chainlink. Now, for all of you that do not know, Chainlink has just partnered up with the US Department of Commerce to bring official macroeconomic data on-chain. Real data, real time, on-chain. This is a super massive step for Web3 infrastructure, but it goes a bit further than that. Take a look at this. The US government also posted the latest GDP number to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Stellar, AVAX, Arbitrum, and Polygon. And let's continue on, because this is just absolutely massive. US Department of Commerce says we are cementing our role as the blockchain capital of the world, with the official statement reading, "It's only fitting that the Commerce Department and President Donald Trump, the pro-crypto president, publicly release economical statistical data on the blockchain. We are making America's economic truth immutable and globally accessible like never before, cementing our role as the blockchain capital of the world." And everybody has to admit that 3.3% of GDP growth is impressive, by Secretary Howard Lutnick. So based on that, how exactly are we thinking of trading anything? You know, where's our advantage? What are we buying? What are we selling? Well, in my own personal opinion, this just basically means, first of all, that the crypto market has, again, another reason to be in an up-only state, another reason to be not at the peak of it just quite yet. There are some signs out there that showcase the market is a little bit doing too good, but reality, if you look at most of the altcoins, have they really gone that crazy? No. And I think the coin that was mentioned most here, Chainlink, for having this partnership, it's actually so freaking huge, and the fact the price is not going crazy leads me to believe that they have got themselves at the forefront of a massive streak of partnerships, but are not that far in yet. They're far, but it could get way more exponential quite quickly now that they've got this contract in. And so I'm basically preparing myself here by getting myself some massive Chainlink bags, partially for all the previous achievements, sure, but more importantly, for the fact that we're able to close this, get this done. I think the near future here for Chainlink could be extremely crazy. And even if the price doesn't skyrocket just one of these days, there's a few advantages to the strategy I'm about to show you. And in case you are wondering, the strategy I'm about to showcase you has to do with trading bots. If you also want to join in on the bots, which I'm about to show you in this video, check out the link down below to Pyonex. Is the platform I'm going to be using in this video, where I'll be using what I'll be using to show my automated trading strategy for, in this case here, hopefully making a ton of profit on Chainlink. And again, you can use the first link in the description down below to sign up. The second link, if you use that, you'll get yourself a nice bonus, like a deposit bonus. Just click it and you'll find out. And if you want to copy my exact bots, you can do so with the link right here. It'll give you a list of all the different bots I've got. And on top of that, we've also got ourselves a massive trading competition going on right now. I think I'm gonna extend it for a few more days, as I've only talked about it once, but the idea basically was anybody that makes a bot of at least $100 or so is able to enter into our competition, giving away about $5,000 here split amongst 10 people. But the problem is only 8 people have entered. But you can see some people are actually doing extremely good with their bots. Somebody also called himself Victor Dusty. That's pretty cool. Nice Dusty name right there. And the goal was to basically keep doing events like this for only people that are in our team, because when Pyonex goes for some massive trading competitions, I want people that are good, right? And if I have to give away a couple $1,000s to see some people that really know how to make themselves freaking bots, and also in this case here show the world just how crazy it can get, I think that's a pretty good return. It'd be pretty cool because with a massive trading competition, we could win big. Regardless, a link to this competition will also be down below. It is completely free to enter, and all you have to do is make a new bot. That's literally it, and you might win yourself. In this case, theoretically speaking, it's a 100% victory, because there's only 8 people and there's 10 prizes. But eventually also, potentially, it's quite easy to win because I'm not sure how many people will enter. Now, earlier in the video, I said there's mostly one coin that I'm quite excited about, but funnily enough, it's actually 2. One being Chainlink and one being Pyth. Why? Because they basically both shared this massive announcement. They're basically both oracles. Chainlink on its own, Pyth here, I would call it more of a Solana type of play. But regardless, the US Commerce Department will begin distributing GDP data, Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. And what will be used to verify all this data? Well, like I said earlier, Pyth and Chainlink. So for that reason, I think Pyth here is going absolutely insane right now. Just some massive numbers, up 62% throughout the day. And the fun thing is, I actually am staking a ton of Pyth, but I've been doing that since a very long time ago, and I don't think the price is even close to where I originally bought it at. However, this marks the question. Is it wise to still get a position in after a 62% candle? It's hard to say. All I'm saying is this just shows you again how quickly things can change and how much gains there are to be made based solely on quote-unquote announcements. And since one announcement came out right now and the price pumped this much, you're not essentially sure this will happen every single time, but it shows you the potential and the bullishness in the market right now and how excited people are for Pyth to potentially get back to its heights. So I personally think, especially if Pyth were to fall slightly lower here, it is wise to get some juicy position built. But on the side, I do not think it's even stupid to enter some now, small size. Let's say, for example, I wanted to open up a $10,000 position to just open up a $1,000 position right now, even though we've pumped a lot. But then to build out a bigger position as potentially the market retraces or the pair here goes down. However, for Chainlink, I think it's a bit more obvious because the pair has been doing slightly worse. It makes things a little bit easier. And specifically, if we take a look at Chainlink, it's had some really massive pump with a good correction afterwards. That's where these bots really shine. Let me show you. So if we take a look at my Chainlink position, you can see we put in about $5,000 with 5x leverage. And over the past 40 days, we're up about $7,000 on it. We start this at $17. And from gridding, this is basically from the price going up, down, up, down, up, down. We've been able to cash out 33. And from the price going from 17 to 24, we're also up about 100%. Now, this is nice and all, but I think it can go way crazier. So the thing is, I have 2 options. One is just go here, add more investment, just make sure I have even more link, or open a new one with some new targets, because taking a look at this right now, I do not think Chainlink is going to be getting close towards this $11 mark anymore. I don't think I should be reserving too many dollars for the price to go that low. I think that I should get a little bit of a higher bound though. So this basically means I have to edit this price range and change it from the local low $11, probably more towards like the 17, something along those lines. Why? Because I do not believe Link is going to be falling this much more. As an upper limit, I could probably change it to about 34, just not to be too far away. I mean, we're still $10, still about 33% away or so, but we could actually do that a little bit later as well. It is not that necessary to already go too crazy. The reason I'm changing this now though is because I wanted to buy more at these current prices, just hopefully get me more grid profits and not reserve the majority of it until it's like basically at the bottom. I don't think Chainlink is going to be seeing a lower price than $17 all too soon. So I want to be changing this right here. Since I'm not reinvesting anything, in this case here, I'm actually getting myself a better liquidation price apparently. So let's quickly adapt this. Let's change this out. Let's quickly press modify right here. And here we go. So in this case here, we have ourselves now a higher price range where we'll be buying at. So basically it is right now, if you take a look at the full amount here, it is now placed, only going to be buying all the way down towards about $17. So not all the way towards the bottom, meaning every single time it's purchasing here, it's buying a little bit more. Which obviously for us being so bullish on Link is nice. The price range here, 32 being the end, is just because it's already been doing really, really well. And how much better can it do in a short amount of time? That's hard to say, but we mostly just want to make money on the volatility. And you can see right here, right? Every single time this profit has been dropping. For the most part, that's because the Chainlink price has been going down. But if you take a look at the bottom, you can see the amount of transactions very often goes up a lot. Why? Well, because the moment the market recovers, it's then able to sell a lot, or every single time it drops a ton, it's able to buy a lot. It's just, man, it's one of the most beautiful things I have ever found. Now, the only thing I still need to do, like I said earlier in the video, is get myself a nice little Pyth bot, because apparently I did not have one open just quite yet. So if you're wondering how this is gonna go, is I'm clicking right, ooh, it's already up a little bit since I wanted to make it just now, but regardless, I wanna get myself a nice little bot. I'm gonna identify a price range, for example here, about, let's just say 10 cents, to right around the, let's just do the 30-cent mark, which is still a 50% gain from here. So what I'm basically gonna do right now is say, I wanna be buying all the way towards 10 cents, and I think you're kind of done buying until 30. I can change this later. In this case here, let's just choose about 492 grids. So you can see, for the most part, it's going to be buying in hard right now because we're close towards the top. It's not fully true, but I'm gonna say actually we are literally halfway out. Matter of fact, we're actually close to the bottom. I thought that this was the top, but we put 30. From that angle, I think maybe even about 28 cents here, maybe even 27 could probably work better just because it's a bit closer, like 30 cents. Even though it can happen quite fast, we are at a pretty high level. I'm not putting an auto reserve. I am only putting 3x leverage because the price is already really, really high. And I'm only putting in $1,000. Now you might be asking yourself, Dusty, why would you even do it? Well, the main reason is I expect the price to come down, but we're not sure. And I want to make money on the volatility, and that's part of why these bots are so good. I'm just opening it to have something going. And with a liquidation price of 10 cents anyway, I think we are in quite a good position. There we go, we've opened it up. And now as the market moves down, it's going to be buying, and as it moves back up, it's going to be selling. So we can now take advantage of just the movement instead of only taking advantage if the market moved upwards. So we just wanted to get ourselves a position in, and later on adjust. You can see it's already able to make one sale, two actually, matter of fact. You can see it already was able to, to sell a couple of times because Pyth is so volatile. So yeah, that's one of the biggest advantages of using these bots. And like I said, I've always got links from down below. If you still don't get how it works, I've also got a tutorial right there. You can see it's already been buying like freaking crazy. You can see annualized, we are making about 3,500% because of the volatility that's been going on. And that's why I wanted to get at least something going, because you can see 4 cents have already been made within 1 minute. Whew, that's actually pretty crazy, but that's because Pyth is so volatile. And it could be, of course, that our profit here is gonna be minus 30% or so in just a few hours. That's how we're using low leverage, but we can always add more towards it. Which is basically the plan right here. My plan is always get some sort of position going and adjust it later. But yeah, those are my thoughts. All right, so for Chainlink and Pyth, I think really adding is not a stupid idea. Hopefully by watching this video, you have a bit of an understanding as to why. Yeah, if you guys have more questions about it, let me know down below. Most of our bots been doing really, really well though. We've got about $250,000 invested times 5. Plus here, I guess another 40,000 plus some new ones we just made throughout the last 24 hours. If you guys got questions, let me know down below. And that was it for this little crypto update.